Hello, and welcome to episode 162 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
Here's what's coming up today on the show. In our Noteworthy segment, we'll tell you what the best vegan meal delivery services are.
In our main topic, we ask the question, can vegan organizations financially compete against animal agriculture?
Yeah, but before we get to all of that, here is what we've been up to. What have we been up to?
Well, this Saturday, we headed out to Syracuse to do a fundraiser for Positivity Cat Cafe.
Yeah, to the Q's.
And this was held at the Old South Onondaga General Store.
Yeah.
Which is an absolutely fabulous space.
It's an amazing space.
Owned by our dear friends, Jacqueline and Ian Capello.
Yes. On their property, they have what used to be the general store there in South Onondaga. And it is just a fantastic space, an event space, or they maybe have parties there. Sometimes they do potlucks.
Yeah, it's
just a really cool thing to have right there on their property, right next to their house. It's fantastic.
Indeed. And so there we were, just kind of doing our usual vending thing for Positivity Cat Cafe. And we met some really wonderful people.
Yeah, the Vegan Central New York was doing a bake sale, and 100% of the proceeds from their bake sale will go to Positivity Cat Cafe. And then there was us, Compassion and Cucumbers, along with Sam and her Cucumber Craftworks, and then Quillen Capello, who is this wonderful young artist, was doing arts and crafts from Quillen's Crafts.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And a portion of all of those sales will, of course, go to Positivity Cat Cafe.
Exactly. And we enjoyed partaking in some of that bake sale.
Yes, indeed we did.
Yeah. We got some chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Which were really good. They were like brownie cookies. I love those.
Yeah, those were really awesome.
So good.
I have to say, I think my favorite thing that we got was the German apple cake.
We got a German apple cake.
So it was a beautiful slice of Apfelkuchen. And
Apfelkuchen.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, soft and appley, loads of cinnamon, little bit of a streusel kind of feel to it. It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Very autumnal. Right? And they had some warm cider going there you could have. What else did we get? Oh, we also got
one of Crystal's soft baked pretzels.
These soft baked pretzels with her homegrown horseradish, which was, wow, like clear your sinuses out, this stuff.
Yeah, really intense.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, it was delicious. Yeah. I feel like we got something else, baked good wise.
We got a pumpkin muffin.
That's it, the pumpkin muffin.
Yep, we shared a pumpkin muffin.
Yeah.
Which was delightful.
Very good. Yeah, thanks to all of the wonderful home bakers who made all of that fine stuff.
Absolutely.
Because it was all delicious.
It really was.
Yeah. Oh, there were some pumpkin skulls. I didn't get a pumpkin skull.
No, the skulls were actually banana chocolate chip.
Oh, banana chocolate chip.
Yes, but we didn't get a skull.
No, but they were really cute.
They were very cute.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really, really fun. And then our friends there, Jacqueline and Ian, allowed us to stay over, and we had, they made some wonderful food. A bunch of us stayed for dinner, and
it's just one of my favorite things, hanging out at the Capellos, doing events there, because there's always just this larger kind of group gathering for a meal after an event in the general store.
Yeah.
And it's just so warm and cozy, and like just the conversation of people around you. I love it. I just love it.
It's always great when, a good portion of the vegan community there in Syracuse gets together and, has a meal together. And like Sam said, really great conversation and lots of laughs. And we always have a really good time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And so thank you again for having us, because it was spectacular.
Indeed.
I enjoyed it. We had a really good day, and it was just such a good time. So when we left the next morning, to head home,
Yes.
we were told that we should go to the Sweet Praxis bakery and cafe in Syracuse. So we popped it into our Waze guy,
Yep.
and oh my God.
Yes. Okay. So the Sweet Praxis is this rather phenomenal bakery in downtown Syracuse. And we went in knowing that they were not going to be our breakfast stop.
Right.
So we got a box of pastries to bring home with us. And this included a couple of Danish, some croissants, I think a couple of donuts, and I couldn't stay away from the pumpkin scones. So, so we got a box of pastries to bring home with us. We'll talk about that in a second.
Too many pastries, actually, but we'll get through them.
I disagree with the too many. I think we got exactly the right amount. And then we headed over to Nice Biscuit for our actual breakfast.
Yeah, and you've probably heard us rant and rave about Nice Biscuits in the past, and we will once again tell you that it was fantastic.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I had the Wrangler breakfast sandwich, which is their beautiful fluffy biscuits with just egg, Thrilling Foods bacon, dang sauce, and cheese. So good. It's just... You just don't want these sandwiches to ever end.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Trailblazer, which is their house-made maple sausage with the just egg and on a perfectly gorgeously fluffy biscuit, but also with some fried jalapenos, some pepper jack cheese, and dang sauce. So
You went for the spicy.
I did. So you've got spice and heat coming at you from all different directions, and it is just spectacular.
They're always so good, and we usually just sit out in front of their building and eat in our car and just go, oh my God, this is so good.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's really good. Don't ever miss Nice Biscuit if you're in the Syracuse area. And hey, stop into the Sweet Praxis, because although it is not a 100% vegan bakery, the amount of vegan baked goods that they carry is spectacular. They also do a vegan brunch and vegan breakfast sandwiches, and it's a beautifully bright and cheerful
bright,
place.
Airy, open, really lovely. And as Christine said, just the sheer number of vegan options that they had when it came to their baked goods was pretty amazing.
It was a little overwhelming, actually.
Yeah. And how are those baked goods? Well,
let me tell you.
Yesterday, when we got home, after having dinner, we shared what was their German chocolate cake donut for dessert.
It was good. It was a filled donut with a chocolate frosting. Mm-hmm. Very good.
And the filling was coconut, pecan, caramel. And then we had chocolate ganache on the outside, and it was absolutely delightful. This morning for breakfast, we each had one of their butter croissants.
Yeah.
So I had mine just as is.
Yeah.
As I was heading out of the house this morning.
I made a breakfast sandwich with mine. Mm-hmm. I sliced it in half, and we had some just egg folds in the freezer. Mm-hmm. So I put that and a slice of Follow Your Heart. No, I'm sorry. A slice of Violife smoked provolone. Mm-hmm. And it was really good.
Yeah. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
And then with me to work, I took today. Wow, I sounded like Yoda just then. With me to work, I took just.
Oh no! Here we go with the Yoda impersonation.
No. That was many episodes ago.
To work with me, I take.
No. So I took the pumpkin scone with me to work. This was a gorgeous, flaky, fall apart in your mouth kind of scone, beautifully pumpkin flavored with a nice pumpkin spice icing drizzled over it, along with some pumpkin seeds. It was absolutely stunning. And actually, as soon as I finished it, I texted Christine to say, I wish I had another pumpkin scone. Because it was just so good.
Yeah, and I think Sam took that scone with her because she was afraid that I might eat it, because last night I ate
Pastry thief.
the raspberry Danish, and she was a little miffed that she woke up this morning. Where's that raspberry Danish?
There were two flavors.
I ate it.
Two flavors of Danish at the Sweet Praxis on Sunday morning. Apple cinnamon and raspberry almond. Now, I love an apple cinnamon Danish. got nothing bad to say about it, but raspberry is my favorite fruit filling for any kind of pastry. But what does Christine do last night? She gets up in the middle of the night and eats the raspberry almond Danish.
I know.
So when I go to the box of pastries this morning to get my croissant, because I was not intending to eat the Danish right then and there, but to get my croissant,
Yeah.
I noticed that the raspberry Danish was suspiciously missing.
Yeah, the jig was up.
The jig was
The
definitely
jig
up.
was up. She's like, what happened to that raspberry Danish? I'm like, I don't know.
Carl ate it?
Yeah, perhaps Carl ate it in the night.
No.
And it was on top. I opened the box and it was there, and I'm like, oh, that looks good.
So lame. So lame. You couldn't have picked a donut? Like,
No, I was feeling Danish.
okay. Well, was it at least fabulous?
It was delicious. I told Sam it wasn't very good just so she wouldn't feel bad, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it must have been because just a little while ago, as my post-dinner dessert this evening, I had the apple cinnamon Danish because I didn't want to risk leaving it overnight because I'm assuming that if I left it, I would get no Danish at all.
I think I'm done. I can only do so many sweet things.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it was really good. And I'm sorry, I should have just cut it in half.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what came over me.
I don't know. You were just, I don't know.
I don't know. I was sleep eating. Not really. No.
Good try. But no. And so we do still have a few other things to get through, and I imagine we will tomorrow. We have one of their pain au chocolat. We have a chocolate almond croissant, which I'm looking forward to. And then we have 2 different cake donuts. One is a raspberry lemon, and the other is a cinnamon bun.
Yeah, so
donut.
maybe we'll split a couple of those for breakfast tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. We always have a good time when we're in Syracuse, and I wanted to shout out a couple of the people that we met that came up to our booth there. First of all, Maggie. Nice to meet you, Maggie.
Indeed.
Michelle stopped by, signed our mailing list. Kathleen and Kathy both stopped by and said hi.
And it was lovely to meet you all.
Yeah, and many other people who maybe I didn't get their name or we've met them in the past. But always a good time.
Yep. We look forward to the next one.
We do. Guess what?
What?
We have a recipe this week.
Nice.
It's from our vegan kitchen. So here is this week's recipe from our vegan kitchen. So this week I made my vegan lasagna with tofu ricotta.
Okay, I must preface this by saying Christine makes amazing lasagna.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I've been trying to make some things that we will have leftovers of because Sam is in the rehearsal process right now for an upcoming show. And so there are a couple of nights during the week where she can't come home for dinner.
Right.
So I've been trying to make meals where, they're made in a very large pan and we can have them several times throughout the week. And so that's why I made the lasagna.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, it's in the blood or something because she just makes amazing lasagna. I've had many, many of Christine's lasagnas over the years and they never, ever disappoint.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And if you would like to also make my lasagna, I will be putting that recipe up for our Patreon community by the end of the week. And all the recipes from our Vegan Kitchen series are up there if you would like to make any of them. And if you do make any of them, please be sure to reach out and let us know how they worked out for you.
Now, with the lasagna recipe, are you also including your recipe for tofu ricotta?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's a twofer.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
in this lasagna, I put zucchini. Mm-hmm. I usually put both zucchini and yellow squash. Mm-hmm. Spinach.
Yep.
Baby bella mushrooms, which I cut very small because Sam has kind of an aversion to large pieces of mushroom.
I do.
But if you don't have someone in your family that has an aversion to mushrooms, I highly recommend just slicing them and putting them in sliced thinly. Mm-hmm. They're good that way. Oh, of course, the tofu ricotta, which I don't want to give the full recipe away, but
No.
it's, of course, tofu, fresh parsley. I usually put some nooch in there, maybe a little apple cider vinegar to give it a little bit of a tang, and some other secret ingredients
Indeed.
that aren't really secret.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that was our recipe this week. I love making a lasagna. I like, because a lasagna, you're in the kitchen for a couple hours. And I like it. It's kind of a meditative thing,
Yeah.
you know.
It's how I feel
Making
about
all-
baking.
Yeah, making all the ingredients that you're going to be putting in, and then the building of the lasagna is always fun. So, yeah, I enjoy making them.
Nice.
So I'm glad you like my lasagna.
I do very much.
So let's just jump into this. Speaking of food, let's just jump into our Noteworthy segment, which is the best vegan meal delivery services for 2024. We have in the past tried a couple of meal delivery services.
We did. Back in the day, pre-veganism, we did Blue Apron
Yeah.
for a while, about a year,
Yeah.
actually. We did Blue Apron.
Yeah, we did another one too for a while.
That one didn't last nearly as long.
No, I don't, was it HelloFresh?
I think it might have been HelloFresh.
Yeah,
And we didn't like it nearly as much.
No, I was starting to call it Hello Not So Fresh because things would come and the vegetables would be like on their way out, and it's like, so we didn't do that for very long.
Yeah.
But the Blue Apron thing was fun because
Yeah.
you get all the ingredients and then you get the instructions on how to create the meal, and it was a good time. We had fun doing it.
We did. And we would often cook together because we were both still working at that time. And so, a few nights a week, instead of one of us feeling responsible for putting dinner on the table,
Yeah.
we would just know that we would get home at approximately the same time and we would do a Blue Apron meal together.
Yeah,
And
they
it was
were
fun.
They were fun, and it's funny because this was before we were vegan, but we did find that we enjoyed the vegan and vegetarian recipes the most.
It's true.
From the Blue Apron
We did.
offerings.
Yep.
They were the best, and we discovered some new combinations of foods and stuff. So
Well, I mean, in fact, the dish you made tonight for dinner, your black bean and kale enchiladas, were
It's inspired.
inspired by a recipe we got from Blue Apron.
it's true. It is inspired by an old Blue Apron recipe that we got years and years ago. But let's dig into this. What are the best vegan meal delivery services?
Well, now we do want to make very clear that we have not tried any of these vegan meal delivery services.
No,
Okay.
we haven't. Since we did HelloFresh, we haven't done a meal delivery.
No. So this list is coming from cnet.com. Okay, so if you are interested, you can find that there. But they ask the question, what's the best vegan meal delivery service? We all have our reasons for using meal kits and meal delivery services. Not only are they excellent for people who don't have the time or energy to cook meals, but they're also perfect for customers whose diets are perhaps not as flexible. Regardless of the reason, prepared meals that cover traditional dishes are readily available. However, if you're on a vegan diet, it can be hard to find the right meal service for you, but not impossible. If you're starting your journey into veganism, it can feel frustrating to spend hours at the grocery store looking to see what you can and cannot have. Thanks to our testing of vegan meal kits, you no longer have to. Of all the meatless meal delivery services we tried, Mosaic Foods is our favorite. But if you prefer to do the cooking and don't want to do the meal planning, Purple Carrot may be the solution for you as the only 100% vegan meal kit service.
And I've heard some good things about Purple Carrot. I am not familiar with Mosaic Foods.
Neither am I, but I too have heard good things about Purple Carrot. Other excellent plant-based meal delivery services exist, including some better suited to families, picky eaters, and those who want the occasional chicken or salmon dish sprinkled into their mostly vegan diet. After testing more than a dozen services and cooking countless plant-based recipes, they've landed on this list of the best vegan and vegetarian meal delivery services for 2024.
Yeah, and I think that this could be a good way, while we don't condone what they're talking about, the occasional chicken or salmon dish sprinkled in. I think that these meal delivery services could be a good way for somebody to dip their toe in plant-based eating, right?
Certainly. So the best plant-based meal delivery overall is Mosaic Foods. They tried about 9 of Mosaic's plant-based prepared meals, and there wasn't a true miss in the bunch. Not only is Mosaic Foods their favorite vegan meal delivery, but it's also one of the cheapest meal subscriptions available, with plans starting at $6 per serving. That makes it an easy pick for the top spot on the list.
That's really reasonable.
It is.
Yeah.
Mosaic uses global flavors and creative meat substitutes such as jackfruit, tofu, and vegan sausages to create satisfying meals that are tasty and fresh. While everything we had from Mosaic was at least good, some standouts included the bean and vegan jackfruit chili, jerk lentil and plantain bowl, and tangy Thai noodles.
Those sounds like some interesting offerings.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's nothing boring about that.
No, tangy Thai noodles, I'm there. Their choice for the best vegan meal kit is Purple Carrot. Purple Carrot is the first, and to our knowledge, the only 100% vegan meal kit service, and it takes its recipes seriously. Purple Carrot's underlying vegan philosophy is not to imitate other foods using plant-based alternatives, but to create tasty and nourishing vegan dinners the old-fashioned way, using fresh vegetables, grains, legumes, and other whole foods.
I like the sound of that.
So much.
And the one thing that we did like when we were doing the, what was the one we were doing?
Blue Apron?
Oh, the Blue Apron. Is that the vegan and vegetarian meals, they were all whole foods, plant-based. There weren't replacers
Right.
in any of the meals,
Yes.
which we enjoyed.
Out of all the vegan meal kits we've tried, Purple Carrots provided us with the best practice cooking vegan cuisine and its ingredient mainstays like lentils and grains. Purple Carrot also introduced us to some really interesting sauces and condiments that are great for a vegan diet, like cashew cream and other nut-based dairy products. You'll find lots of lentils, mushrooms, ancient grains, and nutritious produce. Next up on the list is the best vegetarian meal delivery for families. And here the award goes to HelloFresh.
With a disclaimer that we had some issues with HelloFresh when we were using it, that some of the offerings, they weren't very fresh. The fruits and vegetables that they were sending were kind of subpar.
Yeah, I agree with that, but let's keep in mind that that was several years ago.
True.
This was before we were vegan, pre-pandemic.
True.
You know, so circumstances are a little bit different now, and you never know. Maybe things have improved.
Yeah. Oh, another thing to keep in mind, and one of the reasons I think why we stopped doing Blue Apron and HelloFresh was that, most of the fruits and vegetables are organic, which is great.
Yes.
But they have, since they've traveled, they do have a very limited life. So there is a little bit of pressure to so you get this box, say you get it on Monday. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of pressure to get those meals cooked, each following day so that none of the ingredients go bad on you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's something to keep in mind.
We also found HelloFresh to be one of the most affordable, flexible, and consistent meal kit services on the market. HelloFresh's vegan meal kits were also some of the easiest to prepare, with many taking less than 25 minutes from start to finish.
Yeah, we did find that even with Blue Apron, most of the meals didn't take very long to prepare.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Every now and again, we would get something that, you had to marinate.
Right.
For quite some time.
Yeah.
And so that would slow the process down a little bit. But most of the time, things took anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, and the nice thing is because all of the ingredients are pre-measured out for you. So you have the correct amount of this, the correct amount of that. So there's none of that taking up time.
If you're looking for the best vegan smoothies and soups out there, CNET says go to Splendid Spoon. Splendid Spoon is the best meal delivery for healthy, ready-to-go breakfasts and lunches. This healthy, 100% vegan and gluten-free service uses whole ingredients and superfoods in its pre-made meals and snacks, including smoothies, soups, noodles, flatbreads, and bowls. The weekly menu includes bold flavors such as cauliflower tikka and Mexican tomato, while smoothies come in tasty combos like almond butter and jelly, blueberry acai, and green matcha with spirulina, ginger, and turmeric. Soups and smoothies are loosely categorized by their overall intended effect, such as heal, energize, and refresh. Splendid Spoon also offers a full day soup cleanse add-on to reset your system.
Not really sure how you're cleansing with soup, but soup is good. And I think that this option is great for people that don't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
Maybe a student that's working or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, even I look at that and go, ooh, that's kind of tempting. Just have a soup to take with me to school every day.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound awful. Yeah. So could be good.
I'll just make soup.
That's even better. That's even better.
Yeah. But for people that don't have the time to cook, to prepare foods, I think that's a great option.
Yep. And then we have the best plant-based prepared meals on a budget. And this goes to Daily Harvest. Daily Harvest offers an enormous menu of frozen and ready-to-blend vegan smoothies, flatbreads, snacks, pre-made soups, hearty grain bowls, and beverages to keep stocked in the freezer. You can order a one-time box to try them, or keep these healthy vegan meals coming monthly with a subscription. Some of the bowls and soups could pass as dinner, but I like this vegetarian meal delivery service best for a quick vegan lunch or breakfast. Depending on the specific meal, you either drop it into a saucepan or skillet to heat and eat, or add nut milk and blend it up. Daily Harvest uses lots of ancient grains, oats, nut milk, and trendy superfoods like chia, avocado, and kabocha squash in its recipes. While some Daily Harvest meals are on the expensive side, the healthy service just launched a line of excellent family-style pasta and rice dishes that clock in at a more than reasonable $5 per serving. Stick to those, and you'll be able to eat vegan without breaking your budget.
That's interesting. And I also find it interesting that they call certain foods trendy superfoods. We're eating trendy superfoods like chia, avocado, and kombucha squash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since when is avocado trendy?
I don't know.
It's funny.
It is funny.
And I would recommend that if you don't want to afford their normal rated meals and soups, I wouldn't bother with the $5 serving pasta and rice dishes, because pasta and rice are some of the cheapest things that you can buy. And it doesn't take any time at all to boil a thing of pasta, right?
Right.
So, just my opinion.
What about the best vegan meal delivery service for picky eaters? Well, sounds like you need to try Vistro. Vistro is a fully prepared vegan meal delivery service and not a meal kit, so all you've got to do is heat and eat. CNET tried it and found the 100% plant-based food to be consistently fresh and tasty. Vistro has a massive menu of more than 50 ready-to-eat meatless meals to choose from each week. Vistro's vegan meals arrive fresh in shipments of 10, 20, or 30, so you can pop them into the fridge or freeze them for the days and weeks ahead. Having a few Vistro meals on hand is a good way to hold yourself to any plant-based nutrition goals, since you're far more likely to eat healthy vegan food you have on hand than go out of your way to track it down in the throes of hunger.
Oh, I hate the throes of hunger.
And finally, looking at the best delivery service for salads and fresh meals, we have Thistle.
I've never heard of this one.
I haven't either. This is brand new to me. If you want truly fresh meal delivery like green salads and stir-fry meals, or plant-based curries that need a quick heat up in a pan, Thistle is a good option. Thistle food is not meant to be frozen like many of the other prepared meal services out there, which is why you'll typically get 2 hand-delivered bags of fresh meals per week. Thistle is more of a set menu, so there are fewer choices per week, but the food is thoughtfully prepared and very healthy.
Just a few options if you're looking to try out a meal delivery service. I think it can be fun to try.
Yeah, we did have a good experience with Blue Apron.
We did.
And we did enjoy the process of cooking together. I mean, now that Christine's retired and she's home, it makes sense to have her doing most of the cooking,
And I love to cook.
and
so.
she loves to cook.
Yeah.
So it works really beautifully. And so we no longer kind of need to rely on something like a Blue Apron.
Yeah, it was fun to try, though.
But it was really fun to try. And we did have a good experience with it. So.
Yeah. I would also add that if you're looking for like maybe the prepared meals instead of one of these delivery services, seek out locally. I know in the Buffalo area, there are a number of places that create prepared vegan meals
Yes.
that you can go to their location and pick them up.
Yes.
So, seek that out too.
Yeah. For example, in Buffalo, there is Balanced Bite.
There's Balanced Bite, and we have a couple of people that don't have brick and mortars, like Buffalo V-Spot, Buffalo Plant Burger.
Right.
They weekly will prepare meals, and then you follow their Facebook, and they'll say, "Hey, this is what I'm making. Let me know if you want to pick up." And then they create depending on what the response is.
Right.
And then you just go to their house and pick it up. And
That's pretty cool.
It's some delicious, home cooked food from some really good chefs.
Yeah.
So definitely, look like on Facebook or ask around your local vegan community if there are meal preparation
Services available. Yeah.
available locally, and then you can prevent all that transportation and all that.
For sure. That's a great idea.
It's a better option if that's something you're interested in. Time to move on to our main topic. This week's main topic is, can our vegan outreach compete with the over $38 billion that banks and investors give to the industries that we're fighting against? This was inspired by a video that Jake Conroy, if you're not familiar, Jake Conroy goes by the Cranky Vegan on YouTube and, of course, on his social medias. He did a video about a report that came out by Rainforest Action Network, which he works for, Rainforest Action Network, just a little context. And on that report, according to that report, it shows what banks and investors are dropping the most money into when it comes to things that are affecting our planet and affecting animal agriculture.
And to nobody's surprise, okay, the biggest industries into which banks and investors are putting their money are the beef industry to the tune of $18 billion per year. Mm-hmm. The soy industry, $20 billion per year. Palm oil at $6 billion. Pulp and papers at $7 billion. Rubber at $3 billion, and timber at $500 million.
Yeah, so you can see how these investments would be affecting, well, a number of things, but especially affecting our forests.
Most certainly.
Right.
But what's interesting to me is that if you take combined palm oil, pulp and paper, rubber, and timber, you don't even get to what is being put into either beef or soy.
Right.
And of course, we must realize that most of the soy production that we're talking about is as feed for beef.
Absolutely. We know that soy production, is it something like 5% is for human consumption?
Yes.
The rest of it is for feed.
That's right. It's feed for livestock. So there we go. That's an awful lot of money.
Yeah. It is a metric ton of money.
It really is. And so when we ask the question, can vegan outreach outperform this? Sadly, probably not.
Yeah, well, the quick answer is no. But Jake went on to investigate, well, let's see. How much money are some of the larger vegan organizations bringing in, and what are they doing with some of that money? And so the first on the list is PETA.
Yes. And so PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, is bringing in approximately $20 million in revenue per year. And fortunately, a very small chunk of that goes to their key employees.
Yeah, key employees at PETA are making $130,000 to $179,000 a year, and that is reasonable.
It is reasonable.
Yeah.
For a high profile, not for profit that does really incredible work.
Yeah.
That their key employees are making most certainly a decent living,
Yeah.
but aren't paid extravagantly is really great. Because
Yeah.
that tells us that the vast majority of the money that they are bringing in, that $20 million, is going towards the actual work,
Right.
which is amazing.
Yeah, and that is when they say key employees, they mean people at the top of the chain.
Yes,
So that is, I like to see that figure. That's really reasonable.
it is.
What's not so reasonable, the Humane Society, who in 2023 took in $177 million, and their CEO made over $600,000 in salary and benefits.
Now, the thing is, if you take the 20 million that PETA makes and compare it to the 130 to 179,000 that their key employees are making, and compare that to the 600,000 that the Humane Society's CEO is making in relationship to $177 million brought in, it doesn't quite match up.
Yeah.
If we're going by kind of the percentages,
Right.
then the CEO of the Humane Society is making less.
Yeah, I mean, if you go purely by percentages, but
Yes.
I don't think that the CEO of the Humane Society should be making more than $500,000 a year.
Well, I don't think anybody should be making more than $500,000 a year.
You know,
I'm not sure I think anybody should be making $500,000 a year.
yeah,
That seems excessive to me.
it does seem excessive, and it just tells me that so much of the money could be better spent. You know,
Well,
especially
it tells you that $600,000 of the money could be better spent.
yeah, especially since, and we'll talk about this more a little later, that most of the work that these, especially the Humane Society, is doing is being done by boots on the ground.
Yeah.
People that are making nothing, like
Right.
us, who we volunteer for the Humane Society.
We do.
And there are hundreds of thousands of volunteers for the Humane Society across the country.
There certainly are. Now, that does not mean that we don't think that employees of these organizations should be paid and paid well. Absolutely.
Oh no, they
We
should
think
be
that
paid.
They
They should be paid a living wage. Absolutely.
Yes, without question. But bringing in $177 million, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And I mean, we think of the ways that our local chapter of the Humane Society tends to make money, and we object to the ways they make money. We continue to volunteer for them because we like going and taking care of the cats and interacting with the animals.
Yeah, we volunteer for the animals.
Yes, we do. But a lot of times their fundraisers will be things like chicken barbecues or spaghetti and meatball dinners.
Yes.
Or it'll be a garage sale where they sell hot dogs or
Yes.
hamburgers. And, every year we're asked to participate in these events, which we would be happy to do. But we constantly tell them, we're sorry, we can't participate in these events while you are advocating the killing of one species of animal,
Yeah.
one or more species of animal, actually, in order to help two specific species of animals,
Yeah.
cats and dogs.
I would say once every couple of months, we get an email from somebody within the organization asking us if we want to help out with, one of these fundraisers. And every time I respond, we would love to be able to help out with your fundraisers, but serving animals to save animals
Is wrong.
makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's speciesism, pure and simple, and we cannot abide by it.
No.
So please stop asking us. But they don't stop asking us. They keep asking us.
And they'll keep asking and we'll keep
Yeah.
saying no, respectfully, but saying no.
Yeah. And the president of our Humane Society, she's vegetarian.
Yes.
And she will always respond, I completely understand. It's like, well, if you completely understand, and I've had this conversation with her, why don't we try to make a change?
Yes.
And she insists it just can't happen. It just can't. They
See,
make too much money.
I
off
don't
of-
buy that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really don't buy that.
Yeah.
No, there's got to be a way to make those particular events. You can still do a really fabulous meal
Yeah.
without using animal products.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. But we got off the rails a little bit.
We did.
So the next organization on this list is Mercy for Animals. And Mercy for Animals took in $29 million in 2023, and their CEO makes $150,000 a year.
Farm Sanctuary is taking in $14 million per year, and their senior director makes $202,000 a year. The Save movement brought in about $1.9 million compared to Veganuary's $2.4 million.
Direct Action Everywhere took in $506,000, but Friends of Direct Action took in $2 million, so $2.5 million all told. We don't have any figures as far as what people are being paid for the Save movement, Veganuary, or DXE.
Yes.
Anonymous for the Voiceless is having some issues.
They are. They were supposed to bring in $1.5 million from a single donor a few years ago, which is amazing. And that money was meant to support Cubes of Truth, to pay employees, and to expand to new chapters. However, when the donor asked for transparency in how the money was being used, Anonymous for the Voiceless refused, and the donor pulled out. So in 2023, they brought in $78,000, with $32,000 of that coming from merchandise.
With any not-for-profit organization, transparency is super important, right? How much leadership is being paid and how the money is being spent, it should always be disclosed.
Absolutely, because in a lot of cases, and this is true of many, many charitable organizations, a good deal of the money that you're contributing will go to administrative costs.
Sure.
Not to doing the actual work of the organization.
Right.
And so it's a good idea to do a little bit of research before you decide to contribute to an organization. Now, most nonprofit organizations release reports at the end of the year so that you can see where their money is going. And we need this transparency in all vegan advocacy organizations so that we can build trust and so that the people know who to give their money to.
Yeah, it's really important to have that so that, like you just said, so that people trust that their money is going to good use.
Yeah. And so Jake's opinion is that most of the work that these vegan organizations boast about is being done by those on the ground and their grassroots efforts. Those efforts don't cost a whole lot of money. They cost time, they cost energy,
Sure.
but they don't cost a lot of money.
Right.
Now, bear in mind, the figures we just shared are earnings, not profit.
Right.
These are not-for-profit organizations,
Yeah.
and so these are the funds that they are using to operate. Okay, and I would argue that any of these organizations could use a bit more help. If you add up all of the revenue from all of these animal rights organizations, they don't even make a dent in the billions of dollars
Right.
that are going to the industries that these organizations are fighting.
Right.
Not even a dent.
Yeah. But does this all mean that we should give up the fight?
No, absolutely not. Just consider wisely when donating your money or your time to an organization. Look at what the leadership is paid. Does the distribution of revenue seem fair? And does it seem like things are on the up and up?
Yeah.
So I also think that we should focus our efforts on activism that disrupts the industries that are destroying our planet and exploiting animals.
Yeah. That's important, and it's really important that we keep on fighting, even though we see how much money is being funneled into the industries that we're fighting against.
Yes.
It makes no sense to stop fighting.
No,
we
absolutely
have to keep
not.
fighting.
So fight with your time, fight with your energy, fight with your money, but just make wise decisions.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah. Do due diligence when you're donating to an organization. And like we said, most of these organizations will on their website somewhere show you an annual report of how their money is being spent.
Yes.
So if you're concerned about how your money is being spent, if you're donating, look into it. That said, it is time now for our assignment restaurant SOS. This week's restaurant is Meta Burger.
Brie Benedict nominated Metaburger as one of her favorite vegan spots. They have 2 locations in Colorado. The first in Edgewater at 5505 West 20th Avenue, and the second in Boulder at 1905 29th Street, number 1174. Metaburger is a chain of award-winning plant-based fast casual restaurants in Colorado. The first location was opened by Matthew Coates and Michael Reeves, 2 experienced restaurant operators. With 2 locations in a few short years, Metaburger is always striving to better accomplish its goal of providing more people with delicious plant-based food without compromises.
Yeah, and our favorite part is coming here. I like to look at their website, check out the menu. Of course, on the front page of their menu is a delicious looking vegan burger with some French fries and what look like maybe fried pickles.
Looks like zucchini to me, but it
think?
could be pickles. Well, and according to Happy Cow, Metaburger has been voted the #1 plant-based burger restaurant in the world.
And really cool, if you click on the link on their website that says our food, it gives you lots of facts and figures about eating plant-based food, which is really cool. Plant-based burgers require 75% less water, 95% less land to produce, and 87% less greenhouse gas emissions than traditional beef.
And I really absolutely love their chart about the caloric content.
Yeah.
That when it comes to the nutrition of plant-based proteins, Metaburger has no competition. Their proprietary proteins powered by Hungry Planet contain significantly less fat and calories than our competitors. So you assume about 330 calories for your average 75-25 gram beef. Impossible comes in at 240, Beyond at 290, and Meta at a mere 130 calories per serving.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so this is all house made.
Yeah.
They're not using any commercial products.
No, it's really fabulous.
So let's see. What do we have to do? Click on order online?
I think we might,
Okay.
even though we are not in Colorado and therefore cannot
All right.
order
Well,
online.
let's do delivery. No, we'll do pickup. Okay, we're at the menu. Well, of course, with a name like Metaburger, the first thing on their menu is going to be an extensive menu of burgers. You have the flat iron burger, which is a house flat iron steak sauce, Gouda-style cheese, and grilled Brussels sprouts. What?
Well, not just grilled Brussels sprouts, grilled mushrooms, crispy onions, and your patty choice.
Wow.
And so you can get either a Meta beef patty, a lentil patty, or a Meta crispy chicken.
Interesting.
You also get a bun choice. You can get a brioche, a gluten-free bun, or no bun at all. You can double the patty if you feel like it. And then you can, of course, make adjustments to the actual toppings on the burger. It's a big list. This is fun.
Yeah, any menu that provides you with lists of options that you choose from. Sam's all about it.
I'm happy.
Ooh, a list. How fun.
And they have a spot where you can build a burger. You don't even need to start from one of their ready-made recipes.
Yeah.
You can just start from scratch and build your own burger. And they have quite a wonderful list of extra premium ingredients, including grilled mushrooms, different cheeses, so a Gouda-style cheese, an American-style cheese, grilled onions, pickled jalapenos, hash browns, crispy onions, vegan bacon, and then all kinds of sauces. This is just a good time.
Really fun.
They also have a number of sandwiches that are specifically not burgers.
Yeah, that's what it's called. The not burgers
Yeah,
section.
so there's a Cubano, there's a Reuben sub.
Ooh, a Reuben sub.
Yep.
That's what I would get.
There's a green chili cheesesteak. There's a turkey sub, a chopped cheese. There's one called the Hangover. I can only imagine. House sriracha maple aioli, crispy onions, American style cheese, hash brown patty, Meta crispy chicken on a ciabatta roll. Yeah, I can see why it's named as it is.
Yeah, and they do have a couple of salads to choose from. They have a chicken Caesar and a barbecue salad, which is barbecued shiitake, ranch dressing, and pickled red onions.
And they've got plenty of sides too, including, you were right, fried pickle chips, popcorn chicken, flat iron cheese fries, sweet potato fries, potato salad, pasta salad, mac and cheese. Got some options for kids. You can get a milkshake. This just sounds like fun.
Stubborn soda. That's a brand I'm not familiar with.
I'm not familiar with it either.
Must be a West Coast thing.
Colorado is not West Coast.
Well, west of us. I know they're not on the coast, but west of us kind of thing. I know that Colorado is not on the coast.
That's reassuring. I was beginning to worry a little bit.
Yeah. So their menu looks really great. And if you're in Boulder or in Edgewater, I would stop into Metaburger. Prices aren't crazy.
No, they're not. Completely reasonable. And
Yep.
so, yes, if we make it out to Colorado anytime in the near future, you can bet Metaburger will be on the list.
Yeah. Thanks, Bree. Thanks for nominating Metaburger. And if you have a favorite vegan spot that you'd like us to investigate and talk about, don't hesitate to drop us a line and let us know all about it. Now it is time for our favorite portion of the show.
Must be listener shout out time.
It's listener shout out.
Just want to give a shout out to all my fans watching. I love you guys. I love you.
Well, a little birdie told us that we have a listener birthday coming up. So we want to wish a big, huge happy birthday to Jacqueline Capello.
Happy birthday, Jacqueline.
Happy birthday!
We love you and we hope all of your birthday wishes come true. We thank you for being a loyal listener of the podcast and for everything you do for your local vegan community.
There could be a special birthday swag bag heading your way, Jacqueline, so watch your mailbox.
And for the rest of you out there, if you want a listener shout out, please text, email, or DM us. Let us know what you think of the show and tell us a little bit about yourself. You can also nominate someone else for a shout out.
Yeah, or a birthday shout out. And don't forget that a shout out enters you into our Meeson Chef Knife giveaway. That giveaway will be coming, I think we've decided on beginning of December.
Yes.
So you want to get in on that. We have a vegan org of the week this week.
We sure do. This week's Vegan Org of the Week is Jake Conroy, aka The Cranky Vegans, Patreon. A simple $5 a month donation to Jake's Patreon entitles you to a monthly vote. Each month, patrons vote on what animal sanctuary to send all of the money Jake makes on his Patreon. It's usually around $5,000 with occasional matching donors. This is phenomenal.
Yes, we do belong to Jake's Patreon, and every month we get an email. It says, hey, it's time to vote, and there's usually a list of sanctuaries that are up for consideration. And then we all vote, and all the money goes to that particular sanctuary. It is a wonderful thing.
So cool.
And occasionally he gets a matching donor, and it can get up to $10,000 to $15,000. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, really amazing. So if you want to make a relatively small donation go a long way, and to have a direct say in where your money goes, definitely consider Jake Conroy, aka The Cranky Vegans, Patreon.
Yeah, we'll put a link to his Patreon page in the show notes, and if you'd like to become a patron of his, you can click that link and join. Okay, it's time to wrap this baby up. I just have a couple of calls to action. The most important one: subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast app, and subscribe to our YouTube, and leave us a rating and a review. Hey, and don't forget, word of mouth is a great thing. If you like our show, tell a friend that you think will also enjoy the show. We get so many listeners that tell us, oh, I'm listening because, this friend of mine told me that they listened to your podcast, and now I'm listening to your podcast. So if you know somebody that might like to hear what we're talking about, share it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I have for you.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, then. With that, it's time to sign off. You have just listened to episode 162 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, and there's nothing left to say but where cukes and compassion are always the fashion. On the podcast.
Thanks, James.
Have a great week, everyone.
We will talk to you next Tuesday.
We love you.
We really do. Bye-bye.
The end.